Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on this channel. Today I will be showing you how you can improve your dungeon runs in seconds. Just follow these few steps I'm gonna show you in this video and your dungeon runs will be way faster and you will just get more loot out of it. So let's hop right into it. In dungeons, there are two types of players. One of them look like this, and the others look like that. Do you really want to be someone like this or like the first one? Before I start giving you advice inside of a dungeon, first of all, we are gonna look what settings you are going to use if you want to play dungeons. Before even thinking about joining a dungeon in a random monkey finder party, you should look that you have some mods installed. Mods like puzzle solvers, secret finders, or anything like that that just improves your run is extremely helpful and just saves up so much time. So if you want to start playing dungeons, definitely consider getting one of these. If you want to just copy my settings, you can just download all of the mods that are in my Discord, which is linked in the description. Next up, we are going to look at the items you are going to use inside of a dungeon. And I'm not speaking about things like a Hyperion, things like a Terminator, which obviously makes your runs very fast if you are in lower floors, but if you are not playing in a floor 7 or a master mode dungeon, you do not really need these. You should just play with the equip which is meant for your floor. If you're playing floor 7, then you should have a Hyperion or a Juju or Terminator. If you play floor 5, you should just have a Livid Dagger and 3-4 Shadow Assassin. What I am talking about is the quality of life items right here. Very important for lower floors is a stonk, or if you have enough money, efficiency 10 diamond pickaxe. I think most of you know how to get a stonk, but some people don't know it, so I'm gonna just show you. It's just right here. You could just purchase this for 500k coins. It is really not that expensive, but it improves your dungeons runs by so much. Then what you also need to have in your hotbar is definitely Super Boom TNT or an Infinity Boom TNT. The next thing is probably the most important, I would rate, because it just helps out in so many situations to just speed up your run insanely fast. And this is a Spirit or Infinity Leap. With these, you can just instantly teleport to your teammates and finish up their splits. What splits are, I will be covering that in a second. Next up, we have some items that are not mandatory in every floor, but can definitely help improve your runs. Very important are the diffuse kit, which is not very that important, but it's just a nice thing to have if you have place in your hotbar. And second of all is the Wither Cloak Sword. Now you may think, okay, now Wither Cloak Sword is only used to not take damage in the floor 7 lava, but I'm going to tell you I am not even using that for the floor 7 lava. The thing is, when you enter a room, if you are a main floor 6 player and just entered the catacombs floor 7, you don't want to die and be kicked out of every party. So what you do if you enter a new room, you just activate your Wither Cloak Sword, walk into it, let everything shoot on you, then when they all use their abilities, you can easily kill them. Next up is probably only very useful the floor 6, 7 and all the master mode floors. What I'm talking about is the Gyrokinetic Wand. Now, there are two abilities on the Gyrokinetic Wand. The Cells Alignment, which is the right click ability, is not very useful. If you activate that, you're probably gonna get kicked from the party if you are playing master mode. But what I'm talking about is the left click ability. If you are encountering a room where a lot of mobs, you can just left click the wand and instantly drag every mob to this one block. Here's a clip of me doing that in a floor 6 in the terracottas. As you just saw, it is extremely useful because you just have to hit one mob instead of just walking around and killing them manually. Especially useful in master mode because you cannot clear with a Hyperion there, but also very useful if you're using a Juju bow. The thing is, it requires Animal Slayer 6, which is probably not easy to get if you're currently playing with a Juju bow. So what I recommend is you use the Gyrokinetic wand and then shoot your Juju in it. It acts like a Terminator and it's just way better for clearing rooms where the mobs are more or less established in all of the room. Then next is definitely the most important item, and this is the aspect of the void. And very important is the ether transmission, what you definitely should have on it. You can do things like this. You can just teleport on a roof if this roof is 1 block thick, and this is extremely helpful. You can just walk through walls and it's just improving your runs a lot. Then if you are more experienced with playing dungeons, a ghost pickaxe should definitely do the trick for you to improve not suffocating in walls if you cannot stomp through things easily. For a ghost pick, what you have to do is, for me, I have my diamond pickaxe in my 4th slot and my infinity leap on my 3rd slot. So what I do is I press the button 4 and the button 3 very fast, one after each other. Means I pressed 4 and then 3, just like that. Now I have 2 pickaxes. Now what do? If I right click with these, I just have my infinity leap back. So when I left click with the right pickaxe here, I can just break these blocks instantly and they will not respawn. Of course there are ghost blocks now, but they are not going to respawn if you can one tap these. If I use the other pickaxe, it will just respawn, but with the ghost pickaxe it is not going to. It is just easier to glitch into something and then walk through. I will show you that in a bit. Now we have discussed all of the setup you are going to need inside a dungeon, and now we are going to go inside a dungeon to show you what you can improve out. So before the dungeon has started, what you can actually do is use your ether warp transmission and warp onto these hoppers. Then you can break in the wall and look if there's place to just walk through. If you see that there's something like that, you can just use your ghost pick and make a little path. Now I can just walk into the dungeon without waiting for my teammates to ready up. On the dungeon map you can see that there are now 3 ways you can split up. Normally the mage is going to clear because they just have the best clearing setup for dungeons. Things like the Midas Staff, the Spirit Scepter, or of course the Hyperion are just the best way to clear up rooms. If you are playing Master Mode, the Archer is going to do this work. If your team has 4 Hyperion mages and a Archer who has a Hyperion as well, the Archer is going to do the Blood Rush. The Blood Rush is basically like a frag run. You just open up the wither doors. You are killing the mobs having a star on top of their head. Means you are just going to kill all of the mobs with a star above their head, so we can just walk up to the next room. Now, how do I find this next room? Is it this one or another one? Well, looking at the dungeon map, you're going to see a black hallway. This indicates always that there's a wither door behind this icon. So what you're going to do, you just walk up there using your map, and there we go, we have opened the next door. And you're going to repeat this until you will find this room right here. This is the ferry room. In the ferry room you can revive your teammates and they can revive themselves. We're going to come to that later. Keep in mind guys that there should only be 1 person blood rushing, because if there are 2 persons it is just going to be very slow and your run is not going to be as fast as you want it to. Then if you are playing Master Mode, the Archer is going to blood camp. Means they're just gonna kill all of these mobs and just kill them one after another, because if they do so, the respawn time for the next mobs are just gonna be faster. If you're not playing Master Mode, the person who has Blood Rush goes back and just clears up all the rooms and gets the secrets from the rooms that are directly next to the blood room. If they have cleared the room next to it, they just move on and go to the next one. Now, let's say you are not the person blood rushing. What are you going to do? The person blood rushing is going to go into this room, the next person is going to do it in there or in there. Now, it doesn't really matter in which direction you go as long as you don't follow the person blood rushing. So, supposedly you're just going to go right in this case. Now, when you look onto the dungeon map, there's a dead end in this room. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna clear the room map just like that, so it has a white check mark. Then what you're going to do is you will get all of the secrets in this room, so it has a green check mark. This means the room is completely finished and you can now leave it. The other person of course goes in this room, and you can see that there are 3 new rooms that have appeared. So what this person is going to do is they firstly clear out all of the mobs in the room they have gone into. Now that there's a white check mark, they're not going to get the green one. Why is that so? Because they have 3 adjacent rooms. So they're going to open this one up and clear all the mobs in it. So they have another white check mark. Then there's another 3 adjacent rooms they can go into. So they just choose one up, so the other teammates can get the other ones. And this is what you call splitting. First of all, you will clear all of the rooms until you reach a dead end. If you have reached a dead end, you can go and do the secrets in all of these rooms you have just cleared. Your teammates are going to do the same as well. If you encounter something like a puzzle, you're not gonna be a monkey and go back. You can just stay in there and do it properly. If you do not know how to do some of these puzzles, I have linked a video down in the description how you can do every one of them. Now, sometimes you can have a full inventory. How do you prevent getting that? Now, when you get this message in the chat or on your screen that you have a full inventory, what you're going to do is just go on into the trades menu. Obviously, you should have a booster cookie if you are playing dungeons, and just look, okay, what can I sell? Healing aid splash potions you're always going to sell. Then things you can only sell to the bazaar, you can just keep that and sell it later. If you find something like things you are normally gonna salvage after the run, you can also just sell these, because it is not very that important anymore to keep the essence, because you can just buy it back from the bazaar later. Also, what I extremely recommend having is a dungeon seg. If you don't play with a dungeon seg, you can just stop doing dungeons, because this is one of the most important items you should have. Also, what I recommend as well is a personal deleter. The tier is not very that important. What you should have in there is a felt pearl, a journal entry if you have collected all of these, a tripwire hook, maybe a sign, and if you have an infinity boom TNT, you can just get a super boom TNT in there, so when you drop it, it's just gonna get deleted. Let's say I just encountered this room right here where 0 out of 5 secrets. I know 2 of them, but I do not know 3 of them. What am I going to do? Am I gonna get the 2 secrets and just leave the room? No, if you do not know all of the secrets, just skip the room. Just go into another room where you know all of the secrets and just do that instead. If this is the last room missing, you just call for help and just be honest and say that you do not know all of the secrets. Because if a player enters a room and sees 2 out of 5 secrets with nobody in it, they're going to rage. Why is that? Because every player should have their dungeon routes, so they know all of the secrets. They know, okay, here's the first secret, after that I'm going to go to that one. Then there are 2 out of 5 and they do not know which ones are missing, so they have to go through every single secret and just to get the last ones. And this can be extremely slow and painful for everyone. So let's say everyone has done their splits correctly, cleared all the rooms and done all of the secrets, and there's only 1 room left. What are you going to do? Right. One of you is going to rush through the blood room and kill all of the blood mobs if it hasn't been done already. This person is going to wait right 1 block near the portal and just wait for your teammates to finish the room. If there are already 2 people doing the room and 1 in the blood room, you can either help the 2 doing the room, or you can just look into the tab and look if you are missing any crypts, because these are things people just forget sometimes. Even in master mode, people just don't do crypts if it's not in their secret routes. So if you see that there's only one room missing, but there are already people doing it, just go somewhere and get some crypts. Now let's say your skill is shooting a ton and just die along doing your split. What are you going to do? No, you are going to go to the fairies room. The fairy room is the pink room I showed you earlier. If there's someone near, you can just teleport to them and kill one of the fairies. Now let's say there's no one near them. What are you going to do? No, you're not gonna wait until someone is there. You're just going to fly to the fairy room yourself. This is not very hard and should only take 10 seconds or something like that. Then you are going to get revived and just try getting to your split back when you died right there. If someone else took your split and continued clearing and doing the secrets, just get another one, because there are so many rooms in the dungeon, you can easily get one yourself. And the most important thing is, do not room stack. What is room stacking? Room stacking is the definition of more than one player being in a room and actively doing the secrets in it. If there's someone clearing a room or doing secrets in it, you are not supposed to do that as well. Because you have your own split, you have your own rooms, just do these. Other players do not rely on you because they have their own secret routes and just can't clear rooms themselves, so why should they wait for you? So now you know how to do splits and how to be fast in your dungeon. But how do you actually get all these secrets and do these puzzles? Well, for the secrets, you can just get yourself a dungeon mod. I'm going to link that in the description as well. It is called the Dungeon Rooms mod, which is going to show you waypoints. The same applies, by the way, to Badlion. You can just activate that and you can just see the secrets through the walls and where to stomp. Now, the best you could do is definitely learn the secrets by heart. Just watch some videos where you can actually learn the secrets, but before you do that, learn them with routes. So what are routes? For routes, you're definitely gonna need at least a stonk and a ether warp, because there's definitely a big difference between people getting a secret like that and people getting the secret like that. So definitely try learning all of these cheeses and trying to learn all of the secrets by heart, because when you are going to play M7, at least there, you are definitely gonna need them, because the solvers are just not enough to be fast, so you're not gonna get kicked by the party. That was everything about the secrets. As I said earlier, the puzzles are all linked down in the description, and for choosing the trap rooms, I'm gonna make a video probably coming out tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned for that. And subscribe if you don't want to miss out. Now, these were basically all of the tips I had for you. I have some more for floor 7 only, but if you're not playing floor 7, you can now close the video, and I hope you enjoyed. If you're playing floor 7, just stay right here. So now coming to floor 7, in the floor 7 boss fight, in the first maxer phase, there are the crystals. As a mage, you are going to get one of the crystals and placing it down. But instead of waiting until Maxer gets enraged, what you're going to do is get instantly back up there and just wait for the crystal to respawn. It just saves up so much time, and if Maxer is aggroing you, I guess you just have a bad tank or a bad server. So if Maxer is aggroing you and knocking you off, you should just go down and another mage is going there instead of you. Then next up for the floor 7 boss fight are the terminals. When doing the terminals, there can be some various problems. For example, if there are 2 people at one terminal doing the same one. It is just time wasting, and if you see someone doing a terminal, just go to the other one. Next thing is, when doing the terminals, go to the first terminal you can reach after entering the new phase, or do the device. This is very important so you can consistently get S pluses and are not getting killed by Goldor or missing out on any terminals, making the run much more slower. Very important as well is use a slime head to not getting knocked off in a floor 7 boss fight. Otherwise there's not much to say. I think I should have said everything. If I have forgot anything, I'm going to add that in the pinned comment. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. The channel is going so well lately. I'm glad to see people are actually watching me. And yeah, I'm just gonna say thank you very much. And I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like the video. And we'll see us in the next one. Goodbye and see ya.